This is your third? Let's go! Oh, wow. I'd like to have lots of kids someday. You're so lucky.
Professor Ibarra, since when?
Going on a year and a half, I think. The money I make here is enough to take care of my family in the real world. My third child's due any day now, so I'm afraid I can't go easy on you. If you want kids, don't wait. Just go for it.
What? There's no way I could afford to have a big family like yours. It's still way too soon.
Poison pill.
Yes, sir!
You okay?
Poison, huh?
Don't worry about money. It'll work out fine. Trust me, we may be stretched from time to time, but we always get by.
Guess that's how it is for everyone these days.
It isn't so bad.
I've perfected my business model.
Direct. You don't stand a chance!
Keep me thorough!
Watch.
You have to sell now! You have to sell my stocks! Hurry!
Yours. Marshall is yours.
Mine. 50 million. Let's have it.
Well, I think I better head home.
Thanks for stopping by. I know it was a nuisance, but I really needed you for today's class.
It's fine. I could use some exercise.
Metzoflation, hurry up!
Scorched earth.
That kills me every time.
It was fun.
Thanks for coming. She was nice. Yeah.
You have gained.
You are bankrupt.
That wasn't a fair deal.
Well, your opponent didn't break any rules.
Then what the hell happened? I was obviously winning!
Yes, you were winning, but when a third party bought stocks from the losing entree's asset, the situation turned around quite quickly. This was the result of a commercial transaction, that's all.
Bullshit!
Well,
How dare
bovine
you-
feces aside, you're still expelled. Thanks for your time. A pleasure doing business with you.
What are stocks?
When you get an asset, you get 10 stocks with them, too. One belongs to you, and the other 9 can be traded for money.
Thanks.
I don't remember doing you any favors. I made a strategic investment, that's all. You just happened to benefit from it.
That may be. You still saved me.
If you think about it from your perspective, that's true. But that's not exactly how I see it. I made an investment. And do you know why?
Because you expect something from me in return?
Sure, but it's more complicated than that. It's true that I stopped you from going bankrupt, but I also wanted your asset stocks. In other words, we share a mutual interest. That's why I say there's no need to thank me. Or I could have helped you out just to be nice. So maybe I'm not such a bad guy after all.
Maybe. What happens to the people who lose?
Who knows? It's different for every entree, so there's really no telling.
My dad committed suicide after he went bankrupt.
That's pretty common after a loss. Guess they don't want to be a burden on their family and all that jazz.
Well, losing him was an even bigger burden. But Professor Ibarra, I hope he doesn't end up that way.
Think of it as one more surprise waiting for you when you get back home.
I'm an idiot for even talking to you in the first place.
With all the negativity floating around, you gotta find the positive anywhere you can, kid.
We currently have over 1,200 members, which means we control about 33% of the financial district.
If we get to 50%, we'll control the effect the city has on the real world.
But we still have to consider our opposition.
Forget about them. There's no point in forcing them to join. All we need to do is wait. When they see there's profit in it, they'll come to us.
If they don't have a cause, I suppose they don't have any other loyalties.
The ideals of the Starling Guild will change the way the whole system operates. Eventually, our guild and the financial district will be one and the same.
So does that mean we should forget about that boy as well?
Him? We'll have to wait and see.
Good morning. What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing really. Just spacing out.
Did you understand last night's homework? I know I'm usually the one who pays attention, but business administration is boring.
Okay, let's pick up where we left off. Jeremy Bentham's theory of utilitarianism. I know you're all excited.
Their 3-year-old son also suffered major injuries, and he was rushed to a nearby hospital where he died upon arrival.
There's been a lot of accidents involving kids lately.
Yeah.
And just the other day, some boy died in a fire, too. Poor little guy. It's such a terrible way to go.
Gotta run. I'll see you later.
Huh? Wait, what?
Professor Ibarra? I know I'm the last person you want to see, but please hear me out. I had no idea our deal would end the way it did. I'm sorry. I'm glad to see you're all right. I was really worried. I don't know what I'd do if something bad had happened. I'd feel like it's my fault.
Yoga?
Yeah?
Are you free this afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you come by my house?
See. See.
I'm home.
Well, this is a surprise. You get off early?
No, I've got a student with me who needs some private tutoring. Say hello, Yoga.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
I don't know why I was chosen, but one day Masakaki appeared at my house and invited me to the financial district. At first I didn't want anything to do with it, but it wasn't long before I was hooked. It takes money to raise children. I was reluctant to have kids because I knew we couldn't afford it, but my wife wanted to try anyway. And I don't blame her. She doesn't understand financial burden because she comes from a wealthy family. I knew my salary wasn't enough to support a child, but she wouldn't take no for an answer. The financial district was the solution to my problems. It was thanks to the money I earned in deals that I was able to start a family. What is it you're fighting for, Yoga?
Good question. I don't know. I'm still looking for the answers myself.
You've been doing some soul searching?
I don't know.
Whoever said that having something to fight for makes you stronger was a liar. If it was true, you never could have defeated me.
Well, I don't know if I'd consider that a win.
What does that mean? It doesn't count as a win just because Mikuni bailed you out? Take any advantage you can get. Be proud of your victories. Because when you lose, you're left with nothing. It all crashes down.
My dad killed himself when he went bankrupt. He was an entree, just like us.
I'm sorry, but I can understand why he did it. In fact, I've thought about it myself. It's strange. As an entree, I was forced to borrow against my future, which the bank is holding as collateral. It was such a nebulous concept that I was willing to hand it over without even giving it a second thought. It wasn't until I went bankrupt that I realized how truly devastating losing your future could be.
Sorry to interrupt. I thought you might like some tea.
No, it's fine. You shouldn't have gone to the trouble. Did you have your baby?
What?
It's just, weren't you about to have your third child?
No, you must be confusing me with somebody else.
Oh, thank you. But, I thought you were...
I swear there's something in the water. First you, and now your student? I think I would know if I was pregnant.
We don't have kids, it's just the two of us.
Don't get me wrong, I would love to have children. Unfortunately, I haven't had any luck conceiving.
It'll happen, honey, there's no rush.
Sure, you say that now, but what about your drunken rant last night? I woke up to him yelling, "Where are the children? What happened to them?" I thought you had lost your mind.
No, that was just the booze talking. I don't know what came over me.
Maybe deep down you do want kids.
No, I was just dreaming, that's all. Must have just been a dream. When I returned, everything had changed. My children never existed. Even the child in my wife's belly disappeared. There were no records, no photographs, Now all I have left are memories of a family that never was. Our world has been changing right before our very eyes. The shifts are so subtle, most people never even notice. But it's steadily getting worse and worse. I wonder what your father lost when he went bankrupt. After what happened to me, I'd say you're lucky to even be here right now.
I'm so sorry. All of this happened because I won. It's my fault.
I admit we wouldn't be here if I hadn't lost. But think, if you had lost the deal, it's highly likely that you would have found yourself in a similar situation. Surely that's not what you want.
There's no way to win, is there? Either I make other people suffer, or I end up suffering myself. What kind of choice is that?
This may sound pessimistic, but when it comes down to it, life is about taking what you want from others and having things taken from you. For example, another man took Hanabi away from you, isn't that right?
No, it isn't like that. She's just a friend.
I think my point still stands. If I had known things were going to turn out this way, I would have joined the Starling Guild.
What's the Starling Guild?
You've never heard of it? It's an organization in the financial district run by Soichiro Mikuni. He claims its purpose is minimizing the financial district's effects on our world by controlling the amount of money exchanged in deals. Seems like quite a few entrees have joined their ranks lately. When you become a member, you give up any chance of ever winning big, but they also keep you from going bust. I tried to steer clear of them myself, but if I'd known then what I know now, I would have buddied up to Mikuni real fast. Just so you know, I don't hold a grudge. I don't blame you for anything. I chose to participate and I take responsibility for my actions. If you want to make it up to me, then don't lose. It'd only make this situation worse. I want you safe because you're the only other person in this world who has any memory of my children.
Hey, Mr. Shimada, how many kids do you have?
Where did that come from?
I'm sorry, I just realized I've never asked you about them.
I see. Well, that's all right. I never really set the record straight on that one. Now's as good a time as ever, right? I don't have any kids.
Oh, so it's just you and your wife?
No, just me. Don't have a wife. Never met the right girl, I guess. Maybe I should have tried harder when I was young. Sorry I didn't mention it sooner.
Yeah. Not to pry, but don't you want to get married?
Even if I did, you really think there's a woman out there for a guy who's pushing 60 and works part-time nights at a convenience store?
Listen, can you hear that creaking sound?
No. What is it?
It's the city. It's creaking. It's as though it's reaching its limit.
I do what I can, and that's all, Q.
That's good enough for me.
The buildings creak when they're tilted to the left, as well as when they are tilted to the right. Therefore, there is no right or wrong way to tilt them.
I knew you'd say something like that.
An acid mustn't disappoint her entree.
This city will never fall. We will never get out of dealing. Winning may be hell, but losing is even worse. So the way I see it, the only choice is to keep winning.
But don't you ever feel bad about it?
Not at all. Because I finally figured out the proper way of doing things.
I don't understand.
Mr. Mikuni, please come with me. It's time for your deal.
Watch and I'll show you.
Okay.
Mr. Mikuni's deals always draw a big crowd, but they tend to be pretty lavish productions, so that's no surprise.
It's one darkness card against another, huh?
If you're that torn up, why don't you just quit? You don't have a lot of money to lose, so if you went bankrupt now, you wouldn't die. I mean, your professor didn't, right?
Even if I don't die, that doesn't mean someone else won't disappear.
Well, that settles it then. That means no more whining out of you. You got that?
Mr. Kikuchi, if you might reconsider, I'd still be honored to have you in our guild.
Look at that. The Syndicate's tagging along today.
In that case, pardon me for making a bit of money off you. Pazuzu.
Yes, sir. First, go!
Batman defense.
This is nuts.
Check out the balance sheet. He's losing money, but it's going down at a steady rate. It may seem like he's losing ground, but he's in total control. I gotta admit, this guy's not half bad.
Hearst is a powerful asset, but its maintenance cost is too high. At this rate of earning, Kikuchi is going to lose.
Open my stocks to the public!
Yours. Hearst is yours.
All right, I'm buying it.
Me too.
Mine.
Now I can take my time and enjoy this.
The Syndicate, huh?
Mr. Mikuni has 15,100 million, but after selling his stocks, Kikuchi has double that at 36,900 million.
Let's see how long you can fend me off, boy!
It's decreasing at the same rate as before.
No!
Check, old man. You can't keep this up.
The backlash from his Pac-Man defense could be a real bitch, you know!
You're too cocky for your own good, boy. Time's almost up. Looks like I win.
Smooth as silk. He isn't off by a single yen.
You had enough fun for today.
What was that?
White Knight.
White Knight.
Another one!
And here she comes.
All right, Princess, hurry.
She found the core?
She'll make it in time. Princess, come back, quick! And now I think I'll have you give me back my money, old man.
Your money? Your money, you bastard!
Direct.
You need your sleep, remember?
Closing. You lost. You have gained.
I can't believe it! He won by only 1%!
You do realize that even 1% can have an effect.
Congratulations on your win.
Thanks.
That was really great.
So you say, but you don't look all that impressed to me.
Seriously, I thought you were amazing out there. And I'm being honest. But that doesn't mean I want you to take me under your wing. Because I don't have any interest in becoming a powerhouse entree like you.
Okay, then what do you want to become?
I'm not sure.
Annoying, isn't he?
That old man is strong. It's because he has a huge amount of money backing his asset. If I made him go bankrupt, it would have a huge effect on the real world. That's why I couldn't let that happen. Deals aren't about winning or losing. The real thrill comes from making the maximum amount of profit without taking too much away from your opponent. After all, you have to consider what influence that flow of money will have on the real world. That's why I have to be as strong as I am.
Then all I have to do is not lose, right?
Yeah, but first you have to be strong enough to control that.
I'll try. No, I'll do it. I've had enough. I don't want to rob anyone else of their future.